Electric's game. He used a sub replay for us to cover our first look also at the new Unbreakable Line game mode. So if this makes it to YouTube, let us know in the comments what you think about that mode. The Daisen is a tier 9 Japanese battleship that was a dockyard ship. She's kind of an interesting boat in that she, from appearance, looks a lot like maybe an Amagi, right? She's got that kind of battle cruiserish hull. She's got 8 410mm rifles, which is again like an Amagi kind of a battleship or battle cruiser, if you will. Besides that, I couldn't tell you too much else about the ship. She's got the spotter plane. She's got torpedoes, which I think a lot of people forget about. And these torpedoes reach out to 10 kilometer, which is okay. Although I think Iwami torpedoes are probably better because they're longer range in deep water or something like that. But, oh well. How fast is she? 35 knots. So she's pretty darn fast for a battleship at tier 9, I'd say. A lot of torps with questionable range, long-range guns with questionable accuracy, lots of secondaries with questionable efficiency. There you go. There you go.
Sounds like a lot of questionable things on this ship.
Yeah, I mean, 7.3 kilometer secondary range to start. Doesn't feel like pretty far. Yeah, I think Iwami is probably the better of the two. If I were to choose between Daisen or Iwami, I'd probably go secondary Iwami and just have more fun. But okay, well, let's see how the game plays out. So you've got main armaments mod 1, damage control. I guess that's fine. Yeah, if you're playing in a tier lock situation, that's fine. Aiming systems, damage control mod 2, so you don't burn or flood as much. Concealment, and then main battery reload. Okay, it's 4x4, yeah, but with them being 10 kilometer, I mean, they're standard versus I think Iwami is deep water as well.
I mean, 10 kilometers is fine for a mode like this.
Yeah, for a mode like this is fine.
Regular.
Yeah. You've got a spotting aircraft consumable, that's fine. And then you've got Yamamoto on here. So Yamamoto, you get some bonuses if you get Kraken or if you get First Blood. I believe in this mode, those achievements do not exist. Is that correct?
You don't get achievements in this mode.
And so the result of that is that those parts, his talents, don't help you in this. But his buff skills do. Preventative maintenance to keep your torpedo tubes alive better. So long the Citadel is unbelievable. Yeah, I was just looking at, we'll look at the model in a sec. Grease the gears, that's also a buffed skill. And this is just your standard Yamato build from the looks of things. Okay? And then no flags because LOL, silly game mode is silly. So let's turn off the build viewer.
Choose a Daisen with a full tank build for this mode? I'm curious.
I would assume he just slapped Yamamoto on because he Japanese premium battleship. I've got Yamamoto. Let's just do that. No thinking involved. Yeah, see? Just the commander you have. So let's get into the game here, but you can see how long the ship is. It very much looks like an Amagi hull.
Are you dying, Scheist?
I have a secondary skilled commander for Iwami as well. Got it. Okay. I love how there's a clan called Oh Shit or Zero Shit. And Wargaming allows it. Anyway, so this is our first look at Unbreakable Line. You are on Archipelago, so these battles are on smaller maps. She's not bad than Iwami because she's much faster. Got it, Canino.
You also get a buff at the start of the game for like the first 20-30 seconds that buffs your speed by 50%.
So it helps you get into the fight quicker.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Which makes getting the first cap even so much more important because it's rather easy to defend a cap because the respawns are so quick and you can always reset.
Yeah, and there's almost always somebody on the cap. Okay. Sandy's Pommern, Carl. Good fun things to deal with over there. Ipiranga, Catalunya. Z46 and Kiev. Okay. And then your team. Whatever. You didn't capture the whole game yet. Still people are clueless about that. Yeah. In this mode, generally speaking, you don't want to play a kiting away playstyle. You just go in and get wrecked and spawn again, right? Prince Destroyers and cap.
Most of the time, whoever gets a cap first wins. You can overturn it, because the thing is, like, you get points for kills, but you don't lose points for death.
Aha. Okay, so you can't be pointed out. You can't be zeroed out.
You can't be zeroed out, so you have to kill a lot more stuff than they do if you are at a cap deficit.
Okay. BBQ, the smallest boats that they have in this game are destroyers. Broadside Catalunya.
No submarines, no CVs.
Oh, technically submarines are the smallest, I suppose, in this game. Been playing Mogador in the mode, just press W, torp 1 or 2 fools, and die. Rinse and repeat. That makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I've yet to see a Mogador getting good XP for that, though.
Oh, hello, Z46.
And
Fortunately, the underwater features took him out. Yeah.
You might have had just enough hit points to survive it anyway, but... The extended torp build called Island Hill.
Oh, absolutely. Your great-granddad was on an LCS in World War II. Nice.
But you see how difficult it is to flip a cap once somebody has it.
Attention, reporting a target's position.
Well, Catalunya is playing kite away. Z46 just respawned.
It takes about 10 seconds to respawn.
Ah, okay.
And what also happens is, like, if any modules on your ship were destroyed, they get repaired.
Okay.
Your main guns are reloaded on respawn, but your torpedoes are not.
Okay. So if you lose anti-air guns, they come back.
Yes, if you lose a main gun, it comes back. If you lose a torpedo launcher, it comes back.
Secondaries, all that. That's great. Torp kill on the Ipiranga, lol.
Your consumables, like, they don't come back, but the cooldown gets reset.
Okay. Alright. What the heck?
If the torpedoes are fully loaded, then yes, they will be fully loaded. But if they're partially loaded, or you just fire them before you die, then they're gonna start the reload at 0.
Okay.
Even if you were only 1 second away from having it loaded, it will be fully empty again on respawn.
Okay.
All stations proceed
And Meodathi, I agree with you. This is a really good mode for leveling up ships, right?
You can make really good XP in this mode if you know what you're doing, even if you lose. But you need a ship that is also good. Like, I wouldn't be leveling up some light cruiser in this mode. I don't think that's gonna go particularly well for you.
Well, don't know until you try, right? Bunny button is charged. See, the nice thing is we get a lot of death picks out of this, so I kind of like this mode for that. Right? Like, that's a fun death pick. Let me play with the zoom angle a little bit here. Hoojam, I just caught up to your comment. What do you mean by you're building a Death Star?
And yes, Electric, I played my Carl Johan also for the base XP and as well for the main/secondary battery hit ribbons for this week's Dockyard. So I think the mode is excellent to get the missions done there. Works really, really well.
Okay.
But you will do much better in a secondary battleship transport and destroy like a Mogador than you will do in, let's say, Cleveland or North Carolina.
Okay. Little high there. But yeah, I mean, with the boost, you just that just gets you right in, doesn't it?
Yeah. Some maps have a little bit more cover, where you can't shoot everything at once from the start.
Yeah.
But some maps are really, really open.
Is this a bug? Where it says you're on 3 fires? Because you died when you're on 3 fires? You just wanted resets. Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually be a replay bug. I never saw that while I...
Okay. So... And the replay bug is still correct too, by the way. The wrong team is ticking up points. So the red team is 535, which means Electric is losing right now on points. And you have no flags.
Yeah, your team over on the other side did not do a particularly well job of getting resets. It doesn't help that your destroyers are both on the same side trying to flank.
Yep.
Their destroyers are smart. They stay at the edge of the cap trying to stay undetected getting the caps back. Your destroyers... well, don't know what they're doing.
I might shoot the Kiev here because he just, like, beached. Also, I think you're a little off there on that shot. He was reversing.
Also,
you did get the cap,
secondary battleships are so good here because you get so many resets just
of course.
Accident because your secondaries exist.
Another skill that's good on this one is going to be improved repair party readiness, right? Because you're almost guaranteed to get enough potential damage to get another heal.
Yeah, probably. Never thought about it, but yeah.
I mean, he's already at 2 million damage right now, 2 million potential.
Yeah, he's...
Okay, kill number 4.
The question is though if you actually get to use the additional heal, because like the game mode is max 12 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like Daisen's a pretty good boat to use in this mode, huh?
I mean, the torpedoes surely help for extra stuff. Which is why I like the Europeans like Nord and Carl. They
I mean, you could
extremely well too.
Sure. You could even make this into a like a secondary build and just have fun. Rip to Catalonia.
$178,000 damage.
Yep, and it's continuing. So even though it's a short battle, you're getting quite a good amount of XP and credit earnings, right? Because you're doing a lot of damage.
Yep. My personal record is like just shy of 3,200 base XP. And I made, I think, with a blue booster in the Johann, like 1.5 million credits.
Secondary build rune. Sure, I guess. One thing that might be helpful for you is if you pop your plane, and if you're like when you're going through the middle of the map, just throw up your plane, because if everybody else dies, it will still provide spotting for you and the rest of your team as you respawn, right? Wow, you sink fast. Look at how fast you sank. That's wild. That is wild. Okay, I want to find a torpedo. Here's a torpedo. Only in this mode, okay. Yeah, there you go. That might be a fun death pick.
It would otherwise clutter the map too much, I think.
Probably.
Because of the respawn too, like, can't have the same ship twice in the game, I guess, so the first one needs to be gone.
Right. It does look cool, doesn't it, Buck? The problem is you have to like get it to see how it, like just a little bit too far, and then you lose all that lighting because, you know, wargaming programming. So you gotta kind of like, there we go. Ah, see? Whatever. I'll try a little bit more here, and then I'll just say to hell with it. Because I'm getting sick of it. There we go. Good enough. Good enough for me. There we go. Okay. That is cool to watch you sink that fast, though. My watch wants me to drink some water. All right.
Very, very close game.
Yes,
I think you still have it if you manage to save the caps.
And that's why I was thinking that putting the plane up might really help you on that one. I should do less death picks? Nah, I gotta find the right death pick for the cover pick if this goes to YouTube. Now, shooting Ipiranga here probably doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, it's 25 point when he dies.
Yeah, you're tied up on points now. I'm just thinking, like, everybody else is spawning in and running in anyway, so, like, he's just gonna die anyhow. Like,
that's fair.
I would be looking to get...
the A-cap might have been more important.
Bingo. Bingo. You could have won this, wanted the kill to try to win. See, there you go. In before thumbnail is just like 6 different death picks mashed together. Lol.
And the problem is, like, there were so many ships in the A-cap, and without his secondary spec, I actually don't think he can reset everyone.
Either way, it was a very close battle, but that goes back to what Grunty was talking about with getting those caps right away. Gotta get them caps. Well, 7 kills. How'd you do on base XP? Not bad for a 12-minute game.
And a loss, not the matter, like 1880 in a loss in 12 minutes.
Yeah, actually it's a 10-minute. So, that's some... And then look at the Los Andes here, and the Palmer and Ipiranga, and the Carl,
but
like
yeah,
you were saying, secondaries. That's it.
This is typical what I look at here in the XP from my experience. The destroyers, bottom of the team, like they still got decent XP on the winning team, but on the losing team it's kind of meh. And the cruisers also, they just don't perform, unfortunately. I have yet to see a cruiser do really well, except for a Michelangelo. Like, it's the only cruiser I've seen done well in this.
Well, I could see secondary cruisers doing well, so I was just going to comment, you know, Michelangelo and then also Schroeder could be good too. Your Mogador is not bottom base XP? Well, of course not, because you just go in and you know, get all this stuff. Streaking on in is Elusive Spider with, what is that, number 3? Number 3. And Hey Seabear. Let's take a look at the replay render. I'm curious to see how this, I guess it just drops him back down again or something. And, well, what are we going to title this one, guys? Should this make it to YouTube? Totally not biased at all. Nope, don't mind me, right?
Yeah, your destroyers basically messed this up right at the start. Going to the same cap and allowing one of the other caps to be taken immediately. That was rough.
Yep. But I still think the idea of putting a plane up might help a little bit too when you respawn in, and gives you a little bit more spotting if everybody's dead.
Look at the kite in Catalonia.
Yeah, well, he's playing it like it's a random battle, and frankly, the Catalonia is probably... I mean, it's okay because it's got the burst fire with AP, but, you know, you're just going to die a lot. You gotta go in and just die a lot. Yeah, the replay render really doesn't like this.
Shocking.
Your torps did well? Yeah, I mean, how many torp hits did you get? Let's see. You have 9 torpedo hits for 101,500 damage. Out of 32
I typically
launch.
have more damage with my torpedoes in the Karl Johan than I have with the main guns too. That being said, the Karl Johan is not exactly known for having the greatest main guns. And I'm second in impact, so...
After so many rams, it's hard to break the habit of preserving your own life at first. Absolutely, right. And the problem too is then you go from this mode to ranked or randoms and you forget that you were just doing this mode. Your brain doesn't make the transition properly and you go lemming in and die and then, you know, throw games that way.
You know what's funny? That the circles are still there on some ships.
From hydros. Hydro.
Not displayed, but... Oh, that's the...
Yeah, that's hydro. Yeah. Lemming in and die. Yep.
The thing is, like, you kind of want to strategically die. You want to die at the right moment so you're back at the gap at the right moment. There is an art to dying correctly in this.
Okay, so I'm thinking for title, Strategic YOLO. Yeah, exactly, Firenut, or Strategic Lemmings. Electric, do you like either one of those better? Or do you have a different one yourself?
But YOLO means you only live once and you live once and can't say.
What was the name of the game you started the stream with? That was here, Company of Heroes 3. You don't care one bit. Well, fine. I'll just call it Strategic YOLO then. All right, so we are going to drop the replay render, and thank you very much, Electric, for the support and hanging out on the stream, both on regular and rerun. And glad we can give you some feedback and get a chance to look at this.